up, Sugar Ray?
All right, hey,
Already got too hot.
everybody. What's going on, everybody? It is a little bit after 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. Y'all know what that means. It's Sunday, so that means we're live for another episode of Book Talk Live. Today is going to be just like every other Sunday when we bring on these phenomenal artists. But I got to tell y'all something. We had a surprise. We had a treat. We had 17 authors yesterday that did their, we're gonna use Christian language, they doggone thing, and they actually hit number one in multiple categories. I'll tell you how special that is in a moment. But before we do, I just want to go ahead and introduce y'all to the phenomenal, amazing authors of The Impact of Influence, Volume 7, with visionary author Mr. Chip Baker. How y'all doing today?
We are great. We are excited.
Great.
Let's go.
Let's get it. Let's get it. So yesterday, I just tell y'all that Amazon now restricts the number of categories that you can actually have. It only allows you to put 3 categories in there. I want to tell y'all how phenomenal this group is. They actually hit in 9 categories. So every category, every subcategory that they were allowed to get into, and that's the books and the paperbacks and the ebooks all hit in their categories. So y'all are witnessing some history, some amazing talent. But I'm gonna be quiet and I'm actually gonna introduce the lead author once again. Y'all have seen him on Book Talk Live with me several times. His name is is none other than the one, the only Mr. Chip. His students call him Wavy Baker. How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. That intro always cracks me up. My bad.
Hey, you told us the story. I'd never forget that story.
I did. I shared the story with you, and it's lived with me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if we can get everybody to kind of just jump in and share a little bit of their story. Just a quick introduction of who they are.
Yeah, I love for the authors. First, I'm gonna jump in and say thanks so much, Sugar Ray, for having us on your Book Talk Live. Thanks so much to BOBM Publishing for doing an amazing job for publishing The Impact of Influence, Volume 7. We're truly excited and grateful for the opportunity to be bestsellers in several categories. So we're excited about that. But really what we want to do is, man, just go through and let you know about these amazing authors. I think the word that comes up for me is powerful. Powerful authors that are doing great things. And I just ask that, you viewers, as you hear their journey, as you hear their stories, please go follow them on social media, go connect with them, because it'll be worth your time. And so like Sugar Ray said, I'm Chip Baker. I'm the visionary author of the Impact of Influence book series. This is Volume 7, educator, former coach, have a YouTube channel, podcast, The Success Chronicles, multiple time author, multiple time best-selling author, thanks to the support of lots of folks, a lot of people loving me and loving us, and I'm truly grateful for that. But that brings us to where we are now. And so I just want to, highlight these great people. So without further ado, I want to jump to Dr. Alexis Campbell.
Hello. To God be the glory for us to hit 9 categories. And this is my first time being in a book, and I am excited. This is so awesome. So a little bit about myself, Dr. Alexis Campbell. I am an educator. Started off as an elementary teacher and then moved into the secondary level as an administrator, and then decided to go back to the elementary students as a principal. And so a little bit about my chapter, as we all went through the COVID-19 pandemic, it was very life-changing. It was something that a lot of us had to live through. With no direction on what was happening from day to day, but something that we all were able to come out of and still just make it through and end up on top. So with that, in my chapter, I just talk about me being a first-time elementary principal, as well as a mom, a wife, also a second-year doctoral student, and just finding the way to just make it through something that was a difficult time in my life. Dealing with me just wanting to do the best for my students and for my staff, but not really knowing how to, because no one knew what to do because of the pandemic. So I hope you guys enjoy it once you read it. Like I said, it's my first time writing a chapter, so I'm just on cloud 9 right now. So hopefully you guys enjoy. You also learn from it. I share with some strategies and some things that I learned along the way, as far as, when you go through those tough times, keep the faith. God is with you. Also, it's okay to depend on others, to depend on your support systems, whether they're professional or personal. And also just be vulnerable with what you need, and to take care of yourself, to remember to take care of yourself first. That's something I've always struggled with, but the pandemic made me realize I had to take care of myself if I wanted to be the best me, for those that I worked with, and those here in the home with me that I take care of, my family. So you can find me on LinkedIn, Alexis Sidney Campbell, on Facebook, on Instagram. And I'm just happy to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. Yes. Well, thank you, Dr. Campbell. All right. Our next author that we're going to highlight is Coach Brian Barnes.
Chip, I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks again to Chip as well, to BOBM Publishing Team. It's an honor to be with you all and working with some amazing authors here. I'm a husband, a father of 3 teenage daughters, coach, educator, and mentor. So I'm a pretty busy guy. And my chapter, revolves around obviously dealing with adversity, but recognizing that adversity doesn't have to break us. And so going through the death of a loved one and the circumstances that come with that. And, what we come to find out when we're dealing with adversity is that we're all stronger than we think we are. And we build resilience and a lot of mental toughness and fortitude, and we can get through it every time. And with that, we can inspire others. And so I just think about where I've come from, during that time of my life. It was right after high school to where I am now. And, like I said, I'm a proud educator, coach, and parent, and husband, and have been able to excel through that adversity. And so everybody can do that. And so I hope my chapter inspires others. So again, I'm grateful to be here. You can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram as well at Be a Rock LLC. Go get it.
Go get it. Be a rock, baby. All right. Our next author that we're going to highlight is Coach Derek D.P. Pearson. Let's go.
The 3 things. Let's start with the 3 things before I get into the other part of it. I am a survivor. I'm a walking miracle. So this chapter on adversity allowed me to pause for a moment to be thankful for the great people who love on me. And that was really kind of the purpose behind being a part of this one. I'm Derek Pearson, Coach DP, 30 plus years of coaching, 3 sports in 7 states at different levels. I currently own a sports radio station in Lincoln, Nebraska, covering the Huskers. I'm one of 97 Black people in America who own a radio station. So it's pretty deep water to be in storytelling, 2-time TEDx speaker, keynote speaker, but none of that matters as much as the fact that I try to be a world champion of love. And I celebrate love. I honor it. I speak it out loud. When I see good, I say good. And I stalk good. In that, I'm an accumulation of a lot of great people who loved on me. One of those people being Coach Barry Larrivee, an Arlington County police officer just outside of D.C., a mountain of a man, and an even greater human being who loved on me in a time where I needed to know that there were good people in the world who didn't look like me, who didn't talk like me. They just simply were human like me. And we need more of that. And he taught me that the bridge between friction and not friction is always love. And once you take love onto the bridge can't burn, because that's what it's there for. So through all of that, I want to thank Sugar Ray, Brother Baker, for what y'all do. And again, on day number 22,534, I just fell in love with today. I just fell in love with this day because I get to spend it with y'all telling these love stories about the great humans in our lives. So thank you for doing that. Again, I'll close with the three things. Chip, you know them because you know you roll with me like that.
Let's go.
In my times of greatest duress, when I was in ICU with 27 blood clots, I asked for one more day. And so when getting one more day, I promise on each of those days that when I put my feet on the floor in the morning, I say thank you. Then I have to say I love you enough to get off the bed and be productive, healthy, and good. And then if I made it through the end of that day and I put my feet back on the side of that bed, I finished my day by saying, well done, well done, well done. To all of us in this room, I say these three things. Thank you for being a part of this amazing project of love. Love you for what you're doing in your lives and what you're adding and putting in the world for other people to walk in and speak on. Well done, best-selling authors. Well done, well done, well done. My name is my friend. You can find me on social media. It's easy to do. Derek Pearson is right there. Love y'all.
Y'all normally when we get on with the impact and influence authors, I give them a warning before we start that it might get hot. I forgot to do that. My bad, guys. Hey, it gets hot. Okay, so they got the warning now. Now we can proceed. Carry on. Right. Now we're gonna go to our next author. Our next author is Dr. Jeff Springer.
Oh my gosh, I get to follow DP again. Man. Hey, I got a brand new goal, Coach Pearson. My new goal is that you stalk me. That's my new goal. And I already followed you today on Twitter. So I checked you out. Hey, it is so humbling to be part of this team, this family. And I give thanks. And you're right. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord hath made. So let's rejoice. And so I'm so excited about being here and part of this group and part of this book. And so grateful because as a dad, as a grandpa, as a husband, and a former educator, I tell people I'm a recovering repurposed high school principal, 34 years in education, and now I'm in higher ed, and I also have a nonprofit ministry focused on encouraging men to be the dad that God's called us to be, and so do a little educational and ministry consulting as well. But my story is just a reminder that sometimes as we set out on a career path, it doesn't always turn out the way that we have, envisioned. And so sometimes in that struggle, when we are disappointed, when we come across disappointment and despair, we're in the midst of it. We don't always see how it could possibly be better. And things at the time, looking back, you see that things happen for a reason. And so we talk about relationships, we talk about repurposing, we talk about resiliency, and we talk about relying on something that's bigger than you. And so, this was a great exercise for me, myself, to put this part of my life on paper. And I'm grateful to BOBM Publishing and Chip and the relationship, my new brothers and sisters on this call and in this my co-authors. And so you can find me at suitupministries.org, suitupministries.org, or Jeff at suitupministries.org or on Twitter at suitupministry. So again, so grateful to be here, Chip, and thank you.
Yes, sir. Grateful for you, Doc. Thank you. All right. Our next author that we're going to highlight is Jessica J-Lo Perez.
Ooh, thank you, Chip. And when you said it's hot in here, it is boiling, right? Boiling hot. Like I get to follow DP and Dr. Alexis and Coach Barnes. This is when I think back when Chip asks us to do things, we just say yes. Because I was asked that question yesterday, and I've been asked a lot of times, like, why do you want to be a writer? I didn't know I did. I just want to be around Chip. It's not about the writing. It's about Chip and sharing stories, because we know that when Chip asks, it's for a bigger purpose, right? And I heard repurposed from Dr. Springer. Like, that's a good one. Like, I'm repurposed too. I'm a recovering Parks and Rec professional. I'm a recovering everything, educator, coach, athletic director, and now I'm a true wellness advocate. Like, it's led itself to a journey to want to be a part of this group of people, right? Because we do believe that we have stories that can help, that can share, that can influence, that can impact. Like, that's what this is about. So when you talk about why, well, who here has had a story that is inside of them that hasn't been told yet? Like, I think so many people have a story inside, but yet they haven't shared it yet. Just reach out to Chip. He'll let you do that. Chip's a good guy, right? So yes, exactly. Boom. So my chapter is about a ceiling. He used my middle name, J-Lo, which is not my real middle name, but it is for purposes of today. Jessica J-Lo Perez. I'm 4'11", and I hit a ceiling. So my chapter is called "The Ceiling Isn't High Enough." It never will be high enough for me, because at the end of the day, so many people have said, no, you can't. Too short, can't do this, right? Or what? You haven't done that. Why do you think you can? All of the can'ts in our world. And I think so many people need to be told they can. Like, why not? Why not? Not the why, but why not? And so I hope that this chapter can impact someone, influence someone to say, sure, why don't I just try? give it an effort, right? So I think for me, I'm just grateful to be in the space with each one of you. I'm grateful that Chip is in my space. I'm grateful for, Sugar Ray, you're amazing. Thank you so much for this. And shoot, I see DP smiling, and so I'm going to smile bigger too. Yeah, love is in the air right now, folks. Love is in the air. You're going to hear from a lot of more amazing individuals, and I want to thank you all for just, using this book. Let it be a resource. Let this be a resource for you, right? We say that our words can hopefully impact others, but this book is an impact. I already know it. I know it will impact a lot of people. So you just got to reach out and go get it. Go get it. Oh, did I say that? I said go
get it.
Yeah. So how you can find me, Jessica J-Lo Perez, on all the platforms. Go find me. I'd be more than happy to connect with you. And like I said, when I say I'm a wellness advocate, I am. Mind, body, health, you name it. Reach out. I'd love to help you on your journeys. So back to you, Chip. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Jessica. All right. Our next author that we're going to highlight is Mr. Kenneth Wilson.
All right, you got me following these giants. Yep. I know J-Lo says she's, what'd you say, 4'11"? 4'11"? That's a lie. Your heart is like someone who's 6'5". Like, if y'all don't know J-Lo, I again, this group is an amazing group. I'm just honored to be a part of this group. Blessed to be back with everyone. So we're celebrating, right? This is a good time, right? So I'm excited. Apparently 9 is the number of the day, right? So we hit 9 categories. Apparently this is my 9th bestseller. So I'm really excited for this. So this is one for me. So again, my name is Kenneth Wilson. I'm just a guy, y'all. I'm just a guy who believes in people. I love connecting with people, genuine connections. How can we genuinely come together and help, And that's what it's about for me. So everything I do revolves around helping others. So I work with men. You can find my organization, Men of Stature. We do a lot of work with Black men just in terms of safe spaces, connections, fellowship. We're also the founders of National Black Men Day, which is September 26th. Again, as an author here, as a business mentor, as a political consultant, I do a lot of work in that area as well too. So it's just, again, how can we help in these spaces, But for this book, this volume, this is actually my 3rd edition in the Impact of Influence series, right? And for me, I was really excited for this one because it really took me to a different place, right? And again, like what J-Lo said, when Chip asked you just, like we talked about this before, but you don't even know the premise. You just say yes before you know what's happening, right? So when you get that text, it was like, okay, yeah. Then it was like, oh, okay, we're doing this time. We're talking about adversity. And for me, you know, that was real personal, and I wanted to take it. It was almost like Jayla said, it was like honored to take it to a personal place to share this story, you know. But sometimes that takes you to a place where it's like, oh, do I really want to share this story? Do I really want to talk about this? But then it's like, no, people do benefit from these stories. We do get something out of this. And so for me, it was going to a place when I was younger and you make a bad decision, you know, it's something that changes your life, right? And talking about the adversity that comes out of that. So even for me, I'll just tell you the writing process, even for this one, was very therapeutic for me. Going back to a place, pulling from that, the emotions from that, but then also coming out and say, you know what, this was actually a good thing, you know, and even from a bad place and a bad decision, actually birthed my career in terms of how we connect and help with people too. So I'm really excited for this book. I'm really excited for people to get their hands on this one, to really read and digest it, because not just with my story, you see everyone that's here as well too, you know, and I'm excited to get a hold of their stories as well too. So that's what this is about. So again, you can find me again. I always say I'm a big guy. I'm easy to spot, but I'm even easier to find online, right? So if you're looking for me on social media, everything is at Mr. Kenneth Wilson, all my handles, all the platforms, right? If you're checking for me, my website is KennethRWilson.com. You can find more about some of the platforms, the podcasts, and everything we do there too. So again, just being honored. Thank you all so much. And I want to hear some more stories. Who's next?
Let's go. Good stuff. All right. Our next author that we're going to highlight is Miss Melanie Ake.
Hi, Chip. Great to see everybody.
Let's go.
Awesome. Thanks, Sugar Ray. Oh man, this is my 7th co-authored book, 3rd with Chip. And like everybody has said, man, you just say yes because you know the journey is big. We have connected so many people with the Impact of Influence family, and it is amazing, the journey of bringing people together with like minds and like hearts. Derek, I'm on your journey, man. The heart is where it's at. And my company was founded with a vision of improving people's heart space, right? Everyday Leaders is helping people to become better leaders every day. And when I had this vision, I was in corporate America, and it was an awful environment. It was bullying. It was just not believing that I could do anything that I really wanted to do. But I started my campaign of my podcast and my vision for events, secured the domain of everydayleaders.com. And from then it has just become a belief. You know, I say perseverance provides pathways, because that's really what it's been about, changing my belief about the adversity that I couldn't overcome being a person, a time clock, a person on a payroll, to something bigger in the world. And that's what's happened. Through that, I've just continued to believe in the things that you want to see in your communities. And now I am really labeled as a community builder, and people come to me to help them build visions that they have. And so I love that with corporate and with teams. And yet I feel like that's my purpose. That's kind of my space now. And so telling people stories, sharing their hearts, bringing them connected to feel something that they've never felt accepted in, that they can also make a difference and an impact in the world. And so that's what I get to experience every day, and helping kids now in high schools with a nonprofit, and helping them to believe in themselves, because the sooner you do it, the sooner you get mentors and a family of like-minded people around you. Just like you guys know, it can change your life, you know, and we really need us in the world today to make a difference. So thanks for all you guys do, Chip. Just love you. I love your heart. And you know, we're always here for you. So you can find me at everydayleaders.com. That takes you to everything that I do. Thank you for the opportunity, you guys.
Yes. All right. So before we highlight our next author, I'm gonna turn it over to BLBM Publishing, Sugar Ray.
Hey. Listen, I know y'all are, for those of y'all that are tuning in or even coming back and watching it live, y'all are seeing a lot of heat from these authors. One thing the people that pay me make sure I do is make sure that they get paid as well. So we'll be right back with these amazing authors in about 2 and 2.
If I can just keep it just all the way, just 100 with you. Like for me, BOBM, this is the company that that helped me to take what was, how can I put it? What was just an idea, right, in my mind. And it sounded good when I said it to my students that, hey, I'm going to write a book. But then allow that to now become something that's not just realized. I've not only wrote one book, but I've written 3, well, actually 4 books. This will be the 5th book that I've either wrote or helped to write. You know, 3 of those have become #1 bestsellers, 2 Amazon bestsellers, and 1 of them is international bestseller. And I'm just saying, like, if it wasn't for BOBM, and not just the publishing side and the writing the book side, but I'm talking about the coaching, right? Helping me to understand that, you know what, this isn't just pages that are collected and put into a book. No, this right here is a whole business, something that can generate multiple streams of income. And that's exactly what it's done for me. It's opened up the doors for speaking opportunities, opened up the doors for me to earn revenue off of the book sales, off of courses that I've created based on the book, leadership development programs school-based programs that I've put together based around this book right here, right? And so it's allowed me to bring in a community of fathers, right, and help build up fathers. And so this thing has done numbers for me, for my family, and for the community that I serve. And so BOBM is nothing short of amazing. My coach, Sugar Ray Destin Jr., like, for real, like, he is the real deal. And so I'm more than grateful to have crossed paths and continue to do work with BOBM. And if there's anybody that's on the fence and you're like, man, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't, listen to me. Listen to me. Stop playing games. If you got a story to share, you need to put that in the book. And if you're gonna put it in the book, don't just try to wing that thing, right? You need a coach. I promise you need a coach, you need a community. You need somebody that has a proven track record, right? That's going to get your book positioned the right way in the marketplace. And that's none other than Sugar Ray Destin Jr. And his team. I'm telling you, BOBM is the real deal. Go ahead and put your money where your mouth is and make it happen.
All right. Listen, we're back. And if you, I love that guy that was just on. One of the first authors that I had a chance to actually coach. We met at a conference, and he has the same passion that I do for impacting the youth and changing their lives. Still has an ongoing youth program that's impacting those youngsters out in Central Texas. So if you have not connected with him, make sure you do. His name is Daryl Wayne Thomas Jr. Now he's, I want to say, about 5 books plus in. So there's a host of other authors that have been impacted and have actually went on to get those spots. So we are again live, and I just got to tell y'all how phenomenal this group is. Amazon recently, last year, they changed their way it used to be. You can request up to 10 categories, and some people were hitting 10, some people were hitting 8, some people hitting 7. We even had authors that hit as many as 16 and 17. But they recently changed it to where you can only put 3 categories on the book. Well, these authors who are the impacts of influence said, okay, you got 3, we'll do it 3 times then. And they actually hit 9 categories for #1 bestseller. And keep in mind, I do not stress anything less than #1. I don't believe in it. I'm kind of like Ricky Bobby, if you're not first, you're last. So with these authors, they have their passions, their love for people, their love for pouring into others is shining through on the pages of this book. So we're still in the process now of just meeting and these phenomenal authors. And if you are tuned in, make sure you connect with each and every one of them. You will not be disappointed. If you're going through depression, if you're going through life, if you're going through a situation that you need to find your way out of, I guarantee you, at least one of these authors in this book has written about something that will change your life forever, 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 ever, forever, ever. So y'all make sure y'all tune in and lock in with these authors for the impact of influence, volume 7, right? And yeah, so I'm gonna bring it back to you, Mr. Chip Davis, Chip Baker. Listen, my mind is everywhere. I know your people just listen. Go ahead.
His mama named him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. All right. So back to our authors that we're highlighting. Our next author is going to be Coach Royce Slechta.
I can't even hold the device, Chip. It's so hot.
It's hot.
I'm at CVS right now. I'm fixing to go into the store and pick up something for these burns I got. I just want you guys to know, man, it's been a blessing the last couple of days. And that's for real. That's really more of a message to all these authors that are part of this great project. I'm blessed just to hear the stories. Those of you that have got an interest in buying the book, man, are you going to be blessed hearing those stories? I'm telling you. I serve as the athletic director and head football coach at Rice ISD. It's south of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. If you're going down I-45, all you got to do is look to the right if you're heading south towards Houston, and you'll see it. And that's where those Blu-ray Bulldogs will be hanging out this fall. So Big R's Blu-ray Bulldogs. That's where you'll see us. I'm a member of the Maxwell leadership team. Also someone that's certified in John Gordon's Power of Positive Influence. But I'm a lifelong learner. At the end of the day, every day for me starts with some learning, and the person that I learn from most is the man upstairs, and he steers my path. He steered my path throughout my entire life, my career, and so. But the chapter that I wrote about in the book is about responding to his trials. And I think he. Just this morning, reflecting on, how he puts us in situations, or he's never going to put us in situations that we're not going to be able to respond to, and it's just about leaning into him and his direction, and so that's what I've, been able to do. I'm at a place every day. I'm just thankful for the place that I'm at, a chance to pour into a community that's hungry for leadership. It's hungry for influence and motivation, and it's things like this that are so powerful for kids that 80% of our community is poverty level and below. So to be able to pour into a community like that with stories like these, it's super dynamic. And so again, I'm so fortunate, so blessed to be a part of this group. You can catch me on Facebook, and that's probably the biggest social media platform for me. And every social platform for me is tied to my name, so it's just at Royce Slechta, whether that's Facebook or Twitter or even Instagram. So again, hope you guys enjoy the time today. And again, thanks to Chip, thanks to Sugar Ray and BOBM Publishing, and appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, our next author we're going to highlight is Chris Holmes.
What up, everyone? It's a great opportunity. Yes, I know what I'm about. Hope everybody can hear me loud and clear. Is that good? We good? All right, cool. So it's a great opportunity to be part of the project with Chip Baker, especially being an Amazon top seller. A little bit about myself: multi-author, podcast host, poet, and much more to inspire and get you to your next level, which is my podcast. But more about my own chapter in this book, reflection. I definitely relate on to looking into, like I say, my exact looking starts the man in the mirror. That means looking at yourself and being honest with yourself. That means you're going to have pros and cons and things that may face you in adversity. But with that, with your adversity, you gain strength. With your strength, you pretty much become a diamond. Because, you know, for a diamond to be shiny and for a diamond to be a protection of as it is, you must go through adversity. And I feel like I've gone through adversity throughout my entire life. And I want to just encourage others to do the exact same thing. So no matter what the stepping stools that you may go through, but no matter what other people may think of you, no matter what you start from, that you can still go to greatness. And that's what I want people to learn through my chapter is by looking at your reflection and say, yes, I do have a purpose, I have a dream, and I am destined to become what I am supposed to be. And through with that mindset and determination, you shall attain anything that you desire. Now you can find me on through my social media at @CHolmes_ or soulproductions.biz. And let's keep things going. Let's keep the inspiration going. And I'm going to speak. I know we hit on the last show, but another impact and influence book in the future. I know Chip will probably laugh about that. But yeah, that's my little spiel.
Boom. You and Jessica. That's for you and Jessica. Well, every time we interview y'all asked about that. Boom. All right. Our next author that we're going to highlight is Miss Tamika Chop Martin.
Hello, everybody. Oh my God, y'all rocking it out. Hello, everybody. I'm Tamika Chop Martin. The chop is very important, so that's why everybody always calls me Chop. But I'm a 21-year educator. I'm an educator, an elevator, entrepreneur. I have multiple talents that the good Lord gave me, so I'm gonna use all of those for His glory. I wake up every day and I choose to be better and not bitter. Also, my life purpose is to live on purpose with purpose daily. So that was just, like I said, all of this is divine intervention for us to be connected together. This is the Impact of Influence, Volume 7. And like we were talking about on another thing, and I'm always talking to Chip, I'm all about numbers. And 7 is a number of completion. So something will be completed in the world based on what we're putting in this book. So my chapter is titled Seeing Past the City Limits, Manifesting Your Destiny, because to me, faith without works, in the words it says, is dead. So not only do we have to have the faith to be able to do things, but we also have to put in the work. So I start off my chapter by saying success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles which he has overcome. And that's by Booker T. Washington. And one of my promised scriptures is Galatians 6:9. It says, let us not grow weary in doing good, for at a proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. So my fellow authors, it's harvest time. It's time for us to get out there and do what we need to do for the glory unto God and be able to live out our purpose with purpose. So like I stated, I'm a 21-year educator, but I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm a realtor. I have a business called Glam and Girlfriends, which is about women's empowerment. The Glam stands for go-getter, leader, advocate, or motivator. So I'm impacting women through that platform. Me and my husband also have several businesses because we both got our MBAs from the Purdue University. So I'm currently I have 3 degrees. I have a degree in electrical engineering. I have my MBA and my MED, and I'm about to join these doctors because I'm currently a doctoral candidate at the Grand King University, working on my doctorate of education in organizational leadership and development. But anytime, like y'all say, you get that text from Chip, you get that call from Chip, you know that it's going to be something that the Lord wants out in the world, and we're going to set it on fire. So I'm so excited to be a part of this group. This is my second time I'm publishing with the Impact of Influence. I was in volume 5. I've also co-authored 2 devotionals and also a book of affirmations. But again, you can find me out there at Tamika Chop Martin. I am Googleable. I'm also your unyielding realtor with the Unyielding Realty Group. So I'm in real estate with Keller Williams Professionals. And then I talked about my Glam and Girlfriends platform. So just Google me. You can find me at, like I said, Tamika Chop Martin everywhere, Unyielding Realty Group. At Glam and Girlfriends LLC. And I'll leave us on this. We know that adversities come as like a thief in the night to steal us away from doing the things that we are purposed to do. But Psalm 23:5 said, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. So our cup is running over, authors. I'm so glad to be a part of this. And let's go get it, like Chip always said.
Let's go. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Our next author that we're going to highlight is Coach Tamika Newman.
All right. Thank you so much, Chip. Good afternoon to everybody. Great being on with you guys again. I want to thank Chip so much for inviting me to be on this project. This is the second project that I've done with him and some other authors. But this one allowed me an opportunity to talk about something that I had not talked about at great length. Just a little bit about myself. I'm from Houston. I'm one of 5 kids, raised in a big family by my grandparents. 2 things I think changed my life. My faith is one of them. Well, 3. My faith is one of them. Number 2, a book. Because I grew up very low resources. A book allowed me to dream and to see a world outside of the one that I was living in. And the 3rd is a ball. If you see me, I am glancing at the TV because the women's national championship is on. And I picked up a basketball at 12. And gosh, that changed my life. So I've been a coach and a teacher for about 16 years. Now I'm in athletic administration. I am a contractor for ESPN. I do some color commentating for college volleyball in the fall. I've written 4 books. I have a consulting business. I do volleyball camps for low resource areas all over the country now. That's grown. I do coaches education, a couple other things. But about 8 years ago, I didn't think I would be able to accomplish some of the things that I have done in the last few years. And it's because I became a parent, and not just a parent, eventually a single parent. And so obviously I had some anxiety about would I be able to accomplish my goals, all the goals that I had set. And I'm here to tell you, when I talk about this in the book, I've done more than I could have imagined in the last 8 years as a single parent. And I've done that, number one, just because of my mindset, which I describe as how you see the world and then how you see yourself in the world. So my mindset toward being a single parent, which is the same mindset I used in every adversity I face, is part of the reason I've been able to overcome it and find a way to still accomplish my goals. So I get very practical in my chapter about some of the things that I do to manage single parenthood with being also a great person in my professional life, my personal life, and developing and enriching my kids. So I talk about mindset, a me versus me, a no excuses mentality, and just some other very practical tools that will help with any adversity. So I'm very excited for people to read my chapter on that, and hope that my life is an example to someone else in the same situation. You can find me at tamikanewman.com. I'm also on Twitter at Coach No Excuses, on Facebook and LinkedIn as Tamika Newman, on Instagram as GGA_2019. So excited to be here. Thank you so much. Did I get some homework to do? Was I supposed to do something?
No.
Okay.
Oh, good. We just glad you on, Coach.
Okay.
No homework.
Thank you. And I want to add this on top, speaking of goals and accomplishing them. I feel so blessed and overwhelmed. Yesterday when we got off the call, I am purchasing a home. Yay. I think that's breaking a generational curse. Not a lot of home ownership in my family. And I certainly thought that was going to be a stretch for me, given I work in education. We're not rich. And then all of a sudden last year I said, I'm going to do this. All of these opportunities to meet those financial goals that I needed to be a homeowner in this economy, they started to happen for me. So this book is great timing for me to reflect and to look at just how far I've come and how incredibly blessed I am. So I'm on cloud 9 right now. Thank you all for helping me with that as well, just being around.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach. So happy for you. Congratulations, and we're so grateful that you're a part of the Impact of Influence family, because you add so much value. So thank you. All right. Our last author that we're going to highlight is Darius Bradley Sr.
Hey, blessings and good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. Before I get started, you know me, I have to absolutely extend and express my gratitude, my agape love for our brother Chip Baker. I said off the camera, on the camera, you know, behind the production, underneath the spotlight. I truly love him. He's one of the most organically golden individuals that you'll ever meet in your life. He's an asset and of added value wherever his essence, energy, and presence is present. And so I'm just so grateful to our Heavenly Father that he blessed me not only to be a brother to Chip, but also to have my entire Impact of Influence family, all of my brothers and all of my sisters who are on at this moment and who are probably cheering us on from a distance. Cannot leave out our brother Sugar Ray, B.O.B. Publishing team, my guy. Truly love and respect you as well. And just thankful to our Heavenly Father for waking us up this day and blessing us to come together and share our individual stories as a collective. So I'm truly grateful and blessed for that. My name is Darius Bradley Sr. I'm also known as Divine Encourager. I'm an encourager speaker, also a multiple best-selling author, thanks to our brother Chip Baker. I've had the opportunity and blessing to be of service in 4 volumes of the Impact of Influence already, and truly grateful for that. Keynote speaker, signature keynote speaker, real estate investor, but most importantly overall, I'm truly a kingdom man. Been with my beautiful wife for 27 years, been married for 25, and together we have 3 phenomenal children. And I express all of that just to say this. You know, this book, my title, my chapter is themed Press. And the beauty in it all of having these, you know, opportunities to share our gifts as a collective, these stories are organic, right? There are organic truth. There are organic experiences of our trials and tribulations and how we have overcome them. And, you know, my reason for being a little late on the call today is because I had the opportunity to go through some contrast that will too become my content once again. For those of you who don't know, I have a little girl that's on life support. She's actually the longest living person in the world with the severity of her syndrome. Every 6 months, Dion undergoes a very invasive surgery just to keep her alive, right? Without that surgery, without God first and the resources that he provides here second, my daughter is not here without those provided surgeries. And as we're leaving church this morning, and my daughter started complaining about her left side is hurting her. Her arm is hurting her. Now, mind you, my daughter doesn't have a rib cage. She has titanium rods throughout her body. She's about this big, but in spirit, she's the biggest thing that I've ever seen in my life, right? She's deaf, so we all communicate by sign language as a family. And she was born with 25 different diagnoses, but just recently, another 2 to 3 were added on. Why am I saying all of this? As we're talking about the impact of influence, I need you guys to know that this isn't just some book or another book. These pages are our bruises, our scratches, our scars, our was, our has been, our what's going to happen next. It's everything. And so as I share my story with you guys today in this short period of time, my title is themed Press, because we have to press through the trials and tribulations, the Goliaths that stands in front of us, to try to make us think that God's promise isn't so. God's word does not go back void. So I know that if he's telling me that we are more than a conqueror, then there must be something for us to conquer, right? And not just conqueror, because we're more than a conqueror. I know that if he's telling me I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, then in some situations, my own strength won't be good enough. So I have to lean on our Savior's strength to carry me through it. My daughter's complaining this morning. I'm thinking we're about to go to Texas Children's Hospital, but my daughter flexes at me. She flexes at me and she says, Dad, this is her name, the letter D in sign language. We shake it about because she likes to dance. This is dance in sign language. She said to me, Dad, Deon's strong. Deon's strong. And all I can think is, my God, This is the reason for the chapter. We have to press through the uncertainty. We have to press through the darkest moments. We have to press through the Goliaths, the high hurdles, the challenges, everything that's not clear to us. Listen, we have to have faith, activate our now faith and walk upon it, not just in it, but walk on it. The same as Peter did when he walked on that water, which was indeed the faith. What are we walking upon? What are we pressing through? See, there's no one that can tell me every time I ask the question, how many tomorrows remains for any of us? Does anyone know? How many heartbeats remains for any of us? No one knows. So no, this isn't just a book. This isn't just another bestseller. These are the stories of the lives of the individuals who decided to press through the adversity, press through the naysayers, press through whatever it is that the world is trying to stop and prevent from happening. When we lean upon God, when we walk on faith, when we believe his word, when we yield our will and accept his will as our way, we get there, bestsellers. We get there, impact of influence. We get there, whatever the accolades are in our lives. Without the heartbeat, it's not possible. Without the belief, it's not happening. And without the pressing through, we will not get to. I promise you, it's because of the press through the test that will yield to us the stretch that we're looking for. So whomever it is that's dependent on you, whomever it is that's counting on you, even if that someone is yourself, press and get to where it is that God has predestined, has purposed, has promised you to get to. Why? Because you can, and it was promised and given to you. So whatever the Goliaths are, whatever the strongholds may be, break through and press through because you can. I'm Darius Bradley Sr. I'm known as Divine Encourager. If you will continue and love to continue pressing with me, we can press together on IG, Divine_Encourager_. Again, Divine_Encourager_. And on Facebook, you'll find me at Darius Bradley Sr. / Divine Encourager. And as me and my brother Chip Baker always say, go get it. God bless. I love you guys.
Go get it. Well, in closing, man, I was asked to say, why people should get the book. And I don't think I really need to say that because I think those of you that are checking this out, you see it's super hot, right? And so it's so many great gems and nuggets from powerful influencers that are not just giving you fluff, right? But they're giving you things that they've had to grow through and learn in their life of overcoming. And so, again, I just want to say thank you so much to Sugar Ray Destin and BOBM publishing team. I want to say thanks to the authors for saying yes. Several of them talked about them saying yes. In our life, you don't have to say yes, but I believe that yes sets you up for success. And so when we stretch ourselves and get out of our comfort zone and say yes, we set ourselves up for, unlimited success. And so, again, thank you guys for being on with us. I'll pass it over to you, Sugar Ray.
Yes, sir. Listen, if y'all can't tell, you need to go grab a copy of this book, at least one copy. But I always say it this way: don't just grab one copy, grab two, one to read and one to share, at least two, right? And do not. I'm going to say this until I no longer have breath in my body. Don't go over to Amazon because you got your little Prime membership and you sitting there thinking that you supporting these authors. No, go directly to the author if you know them, because there will come a time that you do not have access to them. You can ask a lot of people that have lost access to some great people. It is not what you think. So purchase those books directly from the authors. I just want to say, Chip, and to the BOB, to the Impact of Influence authors, listen, thank y'all, because y'all actually took us to 448 #1 best-selling authors. And I'm always going to look up what scripture is connected to it. And 448 is John 4:48, and it says this. It says, unless you people see signs and wonders, Jesus told them, you will never believe. And it kind of correlates to the story that Darius was just talking about his daughter. But the man was asking Jesus, can you just come to my house and heal my daughter or heal my son? And Jesus was like, I ain't got to go. I just told you, you good. So unless people see signs and wonders, they won't believe. So we're at 448 as a BOBM team, and the impact of influence. Chip, I think you got what, about a good 100 and some authors that you worked with.
It's a blessing, man. It's definitely a
Hey,
blessing.
listen, this is, none of us knew those artists when we were growing up. You couldn't come to Southeast Houston, where I grew up, down the street from the airport, and say, hey, I know an Arthur. Nah, if you did, he was probably not the dude that you wanted to be around. Just saying, he probably registered somewhere. But these cats, now we actually know so many amazing artists, and these artists that are in the impact of influence are extremely powerful. Their stories are life-changing. Their stories are game changers. And I encourage each and every one of you who are either watching live or watch the replay, go back and purchase your 2 copies. Find one of these authors that impacted you, and go to their websites, go to their Facebook, their Instagram, their LinkedIn, and just say, hey, can I get a copy of your book from you? They're not going to shun you. These are all down to earth people who have love in their hearts and walk with love and walk in their royalty. So with that being said, listen, love each and every one of y'all. Until next time, we'll see y'all soon. Love y'all.
Go get it.